Hello and welcome. I am the Scuff Doctor, Samuel Ray, and this time my voice is scuffed. I got a little sick, and I'm still trying to figure out a good positioning for my microphone with my new desk layout, but I couldn't wait very much longer to go over this. So Nintendo finally hit us with a Switch 2 Direct, and rather than go over the entire hour-plus long stream with all its filler and fluff, I'm gonna just go over the videos that they snipped out of it. I figured that'll give us the most important info. So without further ado, let's just get into it. This is certainly some interesting material that we're going to be getting here. I've tried to keep myself as spoiler-free as possible. We already got Mario Kart with a more open world look. We got Pauline playable. The graphics definitely had a bump up. It's definitely... oh wow, yeah, the faces are modeled entirely differently. Way more expressive. And then we got, like, transformed kind of mechanic, fighting off of Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. They turned to actual jets rather than just having hang gliders attached to them. The graphics, though, look so good. Love that Wind Waker inspired stage there with the water effects. Cel shaded. Yeah, these characters are so expressive now. Whoa, two-wheel grind? Okay. Wall rides? What the heck? Character unique items, perhaps? Like Hammer Bro throwing hammers? The heck? Outfit changes? What does that do? Okay, this is a lot. Not gonna lie. Mario Kart World, so it's not Mario Kart 9.
Brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
Oh, this almost seems like Mario Kart World Tour was a prototype for this. Oh, atmospheric weather and effects. That's cool.
And in this Mario Kart game,
that's a lot of people.
You can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Okay.
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place.
Yeah, that's the usual.
But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
Really? Driving?
24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Huh. You drive between the courses.
Introducing Knockout Tour.
That's like seriously taken from real life rally, the World Rally Championship, where between stages you actually have to take the car across the roads, like the actual roads, and get the car there in one piece, where then it can get serviced if it's between 2 stages where there's actually a servicing period. So, a knockout tournament.
Non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
That's interesting though. So you get the races and then you also have to drive between the races.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way.
So it's not quite open world.
Placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Yeah, okay, yeah, elimination mode.
You make it all the way to the finish line?
Oh, never mind. There we go. Free roam.
Drive around this vast world in free roam.
Okay, so there is a true open world mode.
You can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you.
Off-roading now is a thing.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
That's
and
interesting.
Even take photos together at different locations.
They're really trying to evolve this beyond just your stock standard Mario Kart experience. That's the kind of stuff they need to do for a Switch 2 game, so well done, Nintendo.
A brand new race race across the entire world starts here.
Honestly, this is a Mario Kart that actually feels fresh and new.
The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, it makes sense.
More
Launch
details
title.
about this title will be
Should
shared
be.
in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So
Okay,
be on the lookout
dedicated
for more
Direct on the
information
17th.
in the future.
Man, so they're probably gonna release the Switch 2 this year. Alright, what's next? This thing's called Game Chat.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
Also, look at the way the controller looks in her hand in that, like when you take the Joy-Cons off and put them into controller mode. Looks a slightly different form factor to it than the regular Switch. Those triggers look different. I really hope.
You? So quick.
Wait, Discord? That's literally just a Discord layout,
No.
but it's on screen.
Come on, no.
Introducing Game Chat,
So
a
they're-
new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
So they're actually
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
introducing.
Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with
This is literally, they've just literally bit off Discord's UI with the squares. Although I do like how the little avatars move when they speak rather than just lighting up the window. And then the whole enter the chat in the upper corner. So they literally did Discord and Xbox Live, or I guess PlayStation Network chat, but like Xbox Live chat, voice chat, just integrated into the console, and it shrinks your gameplay feel. I'm not sure how I feel about it shrinking the gameplay portion of the screen in order to make room for the windows. Hope that you can customize your
friends and
UI
family
for this.
while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow
Okay.
me. For an adventure.
While
these
using the
lines are
Game
so
Chat
fake, though.
feature, your voice is recognized
Oh.
by a
Oh, the microphone built in on the Switch?
microphone built into
Ooh.
the system.
But
Okay.
you're still behind me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's keep going. Okay. So,
It can
Oh, it picks it up from a distance. So it's not in the controller. That's interesting because I think, okay, I'm looking at my Switch right now, and I think it had a built-in microphone. Did it? Actually, that's no, maybe it didn't. I guess it didn't. Interesting. I thought it did, but I could be wrong. There is a part at the bottom. Ooh, no, that's not a microphone. So I guess there was no microphone built into the original Switch. Right, because they made that dumb little app that only worked for certain games like Smash Ultimate and Splatoon and stuff like that. But then you had to have a certain adapter to get it to work right. Weird. Interesting.
pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
So high
Jump on
proximity.
Alright, let's keep going. It's coming. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting
Built-in
you chat
noise.
with ease.
How did you get hit by a
Oh,
bow?
so it's a dynamic mic built into the Switch 2. Okay.
Nice.
It does look beautiful. It's okay.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting
I
you
see.
easily chat with friends and family.
Probably
If you
would be at
open the
its
chat
best.
menu and
Screen
turn on
sharing.
game screen sharing,
Good job, good job.
Yo.
There we go, there we go.
It's lower frame rate, but that's okay. That's gonna make content interesting because now you can get multiple perspectives with just the Switch 2 instead of needing to like jimmy up an overlay in OBS with like Discord screen sharing and capture cards. Like if you're playing with people who don't have capture cards and the ability to screen share their console in dock mode, you can just do this and probably still do it in handheld mode too. So everyone, wow, making content for Switch 2 games is gonna be good.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it? You guys, I just did it.
Well, I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot. Oh, ooh.
Oh, he's trying to eat me.
Like obviously it's low frame rate and kind of low quality, but I get the feeling having an Ethernet hookup and good internet will make that better. But still, that's cool that you can
You can
have
chat to your heart's content,
multiple
even while playing
perspectives.
different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right?
This will be so useful in
Oh,
making
wow. I'm, like,
content.
in the sky right here. I fell. I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're on a star.
That's so cute.
Dang. Okay, that's a cool feature.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Oh, there's what I was talking about earlier. I hope you can customize the
You
UI.
can adjust
You can shrink them down even smaller. Okay, that's good. That's good.
the size of your game screen.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Or get rid of them entirely. Okay.
Or expand another friend's game screen.
Oh,
You gotta get above.
Interesting.
Above that, wall
Okay.
To your left.
that'd be cool.
It's just like the wall.
Even when
like,
making
you can
content to
tap-
kind of like
This is where I have
focus
to do
in
a
on
little
one person
wall ride.
when they're doing something interesting.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, okay. And I see why they made the whole open world thing so that you can
Let's take a
really
picture
show
here.
this off.
Ready?
Smile.
I wonder how many games are
I
gonna
like your pose, niece.
like integrate
On
this
the right
into actual
Joy-Con 2
design.
controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
So that's what that button was.
Wait, actually, guys, I got a
Okay.
call coming right now, so I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay.
So they're really
Here,
Working on
you
the
can
integration.
quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this.
switch to camera.
By connecting this camera to the system,
Hey.
They're really going hard on this like almost content creator, like collaborative content creator angle.
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo, Nick.
Hi, how's
I
everything?
doubt they're gonna have anything that's gonna be suitable for VTubers though.
you can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
I mean, it's cool.
That's yesterday.
I'm not gonna probably use that while recording or
Here's
streaming,
how it
but
looks with just the camera feed.
I'm way behind, guys.
interesting.
I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait
I
for
wonder
me?
if the camera comes with the console or if you have to buy a set.
Games which use your
Okay, that's kind of cool though. Putting the face into the little bubbles and like character portraits. That's actually kind of cool.
Like
Not gonna
this.
lie.
Oh, okay.
No, wait.
good.
Go
That
left,
looks
go
good.
left. Left,
Oh,
left,
wait,
I'll let you
if I
fix
go a
it.
little more this way.
So they're really trying to give you that like couch multiplayer vibe, like integrating almost a couch multiplayer feel into some of these games. Also, what the heck? Look at the way that steak looks. That's crazy.
And then
Left,
I'll
left,
let you
if I
fix
go a
it.
little more this way.
using game chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together. in the
Right as
same
I was
room.
saying, trying to reintroduce
Play
the
together or compete
couch
in online
multiplayer feel.
games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere.
interesting.
Game chat.
Definitely a bit more on the gimmick side of things. But, okay, so the camera is sold separately. Gotcha. Game chat open access period ends March 3rd, 2026. So the Switch 2 may not come till next year.
Before younger players start using Game Chat, you'll need to connect your Nintendo Switch parental controls app to the
Okay.
Nintendo Switch
Of
2
course, they
system.
gotta highlight this a little bit because of how many kids use Nintendo consoles.
Parents play an important role in younger players' use of online features, so your child can only chat with friends you approve.
Oh, you improve
You can
mono.
rest assured that your child's use
Yeah,
of Game
that makes
Chat
sense.
follows your rules. Friends you've approved are managed in a list. You can
I mean,
write a
that's
reminder
good.
about who the friend is.
Parents who
so you
are-
can always know which username
You know,
matches
parents
to
should
which
really
friend.
be heavily involved in who they allow their kids to interact with online. Like,
Each time a child wants
come
to turn on
on,
their
there's a lot
camera
of
for
weird
video
people
chat,
online, so having
You'll need to
controls
grant
like this
permission.
are a good thing. They're definitely a good thing. Now it's just gotta leave it up to the parents
This
to
gives
actually
you the
parent,
opportunity
right?
to teach the younger
Just
players
give
in
the
your
parents
house
the tools
how
to do
engage
that.
safely online. You can set the camera's field of view during
So-
video chat using the app too.
Yeah.
If you'd rather wait until your child is older to use video chat, you can restrict use using the Game Chat parental controls. It looks like Bowser Jr. got permission. As long as he promises to follow the rules. You can also view your child's chat history.
Uh-huh.
This feature allows you to see who your child has played with and for how long.
Yeah, again,
Please
like I
use
said,
the Nintendo Switch parental controls app
give the
to
parents
make sure that
tools
your
to
child
parent.
can enjoy game chat safely.
that's never a bad thing.
Nintendo Switch parental controls.
Alright, what we got next? Next, now we have the overview trailer for the actual console. This is what I was really looking forward to. Let's see what new details they're going to give us.
The Nintendo Switch 2 system can adapt to suit your situation, however you like to play. In TV mode, use the dock to play on a bigger screen. In tabletop mode, place your system however you like using the stand. And
Yeah,
share a
we knew
controller
this.
with a friend. In handheld mode, play anywhere you go. With these 3 play modes, you can enjoy playing whenever and wherever you want. All together, anytime, anywhere. Let's take a look at some features of Nintendo Switch 2 and how it's improved from the Nintendo Switch system. At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same.
Okay.
With
OLED.
approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Yeah, they learned with the Nintendo Switch OLED.
The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Now, of course, that depends on whether or not the game can run at that, and that's all
The
dependent on
LCD screen is more
the
vivid
hardware.
and supports HDR.
Also, it's
providing
not an
more
OLED screen, it's an
contrast between
LCD
light
screen.
and dark areas of the images.
But it supports HDR, that's interesting.
The
Magnetic.
all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
So that's
Strong
what it
magnets keep
is.
the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach
Huh.
a controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Interesting, they went with magnetic.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
I mean, that's, yeah, pretty easy upgrade.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
I'm down for that. Okay.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse, opening up even more ways to play in compatible games.
Oh, snap. That is really going to open up certain genres.
Both
Like
the left
FPS or RTS, maybe.
and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse
Even
control,
MOBAs, perhaps?
so you can also play certain games using 2 mice, like
Huh.
this.
That's interesting. Huh.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sound
So they're kind of combining, like, mouse functions along with the motion functions for some interesting stuff.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Looks like they have, like, normalization. Okay.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come
Yeah,
through
like I
clearly.
said, it's a dynamic mic. 3D audio?
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, 3-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Interesting. So now it's integrated rather than needing special headphones for this.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this.
Okay.
You can move
Curious
it
about-
freely, like this.
Oh, interesting way they designed the hinges.
In addition to the USB
Like if you look at the hinges, they're kind of
sturdy
a
stand,
2-piece hinge. It
You
comes
can
out
move it
there,
freely.
and there you see an extra piece come out, and then come up flush with the larger spot right here. Interesting.
like this. In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Yeah, that's gonna make it
It's
much
handy
more
for
convenient when
connecting
you're
a USB-C camera
ah.
or charging in tabletop mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes so much more sense because having the thing on the bottom made it so you couldn't really charge it while using the kickstand. So this circumvents that issue. Okay,
Nintendo
storage.
Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage.
Nowhere near as close as what we get on other companies' consoles, but way better than the original Switch.
8 times that of Nintendo
Holy
Switch.
smokes,
for
because I've
storing your game downloads, save data, and more.
Because I know I've run out of space on the original Switch quite a bit, having to sort of juggle around your like shuffling around your storage space can be a little annoying at times.
Reading and writing data is also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is all 4K.
Actually, let's look at those ports. AC adapter, HDMI out, and LAN. Okay, so Ethernet port is built in now. You don't need an adapter. That's good. Always should have been that way, really.
For compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your
Obviously,
system
stronger
cool.
hardware
This helps keep
requires better
performance stable.
cooling. Looks like they improved the design a bit. Now here's the part I'm curious about. What determines whether a Switch 1 game is compatible or not for the backwards compatibility?
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
Okay, so physical support, that means they're going to be using the same, at least the same adapters, you know, the cartridge connectors, I guess is the proper term. They didn't go into detail about what games are compatible or what will make a game compatible, though. That's a little disappointing. Well, wait. Available June 5th, 2025. But then the game chat open beta period will end in 2026. So I guess they're just going to roll it out with the console, but call it open beta so that if there's issues, then they can say, well, it's in beta, and make some improvements until the following year. Early the following year. Very interesting.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay,
The
how are
upgrade
they going to
expands
upgrade
on the
this?
base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Oh, okay, that's going to open up
audio recognition,
audio? Okay.
more expressive rumble,
Cool. That's
and
actually
gameplay that uses a camera accessory.
gameplay that uses
All
the
of
camera?
which can be accessed on Switch 2.
Oh. Huh.
Let's check out
That's
3 new and
an interesting
updated
little
modes.
gimmick. Huh.
First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or
So
four
that's the new
friends can
gimmick,
take the
huh?
party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage to hit blocks to collect the most coins,
Uh-huh.
guide an RC car with your voice, go, and compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound.
This
Finally,
camera is their
take
new
a
gimmick,
ride
huh?
on the mouse-controlled carnival
Okay.
coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off.
Oh,
Use
flowers
mouse
here
controls
from
to shoot
Mario
down
Wonder.
enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
So the camera and the mouse mode are the main new gimmicks
When
with
you
Switch
enter
2.
pipe, a mini
Interesting.
game will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects.
Huh.
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini games. How quickly can you reach the station?
Interesting. They're
From
really
mini-games
closing the
that use
gap
a
with
camera,
PC a little bit
The
with some of
built-in
these features.
microphone, mouse controls, and rumble.
Interesting stuff
The
that you
biggest party yet
really
is
wouldn't have on
getting
a
even
console,
bigger. Super Mario
but
Party
you could
Jamboree,
do on PC
Nintendo
with
Switch 2
just
edition,
simply the
plus
mouse you
Jamboree
use to
TV,
use the
launches
PC
on Nintendo
and a
Switch
webcam,
2,
which many
July 24th.
laptops come built with.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Okay, so like treating it like DLC. Okay. Now, something that I'm curious about, how comfortable is this gonna be? Because honestly, I feel like this mouse mode function with the with how thin the form factor is, right? Like how comfortable is that actually going to be? I have long fingers. I have piano playing fingers, so I need a large mouse for it to not cramp. And so this is an actual game. It's just wheelchair basketball. I guess that removes the need to dribble, right? And you're able to play the whole thing with just your hands. So it fits the mouse gimmick really well. Okay, that has some Rocket League vibes, or
I have long
roller
observed the lands between. This world
roller champions.
isn't done.
Okay, and Elden Ring is coming to the Switch, so that means that the hardware is
May
at least comparable to PS4. Street Fighter 6. So yeah, like I said, they got the game running on PS4. I feel like the Switch 2's probably gotta be stronger than the PS4, like somewhere between PS4 and PS5. So it should be able to run this game better. Amiibos? Okay, Amiibo figures and Amiibo cards. That's kind of cool. Not something I will probably buy, but I'm kind of past the Amiibo phase. But yeah, it seems like this thing's going to be stronger than a PS4, but maybe not as strong as a PS5. So it would make sense that I can run this game, especially if they made it run on PS4.
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
What is this?
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted,
What
we
is
will finally
this?
be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money.
Yo!
I'm for
Yo!
sale, and you're
Wait! Daemon X Machina too?
Thanks for the warm welcome!
But because they were called arsenals.
Ours. The sovereign axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
The vibe totally feels like Daemon X Machina. Of the UX, the UI I mean.
Stop you. I'll tear you apart.
But
All children bring hope to our lives.
I was right! Yo! Because the original was made for Switch and then later got ported to PC, and I have it on PC. It's really fun. I should really go back to finish it. But that one was more Armored Core-like, where you're piloting giant humanoid mechs. This one, they've got more of a vibe of mech suits, like power suits. Looking a lot more kind of like what Anthem should have been. This is like anime Anthem rather than anime Armored Core. Yeah, they're more human sized. They like around their body. Also, this one looks an awful lot like White Glint from Armored Core 4. Or, I guess more correctly, like that beginner Arsenal mech that you got on in the first PXM.
Finally be liberated from humans.
Huh.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money.
Interesting. So, you're no longer piloting giant mechs. You're using power suits. An interesting change for the franchise. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, it's cool enough. It is pretty cool. I mean, let's be honest. What was that that game? The new Dino Crisis-esque, what was it? Exo something or other? Exo Primal. That was it. It's kind of got a little bit of the Exo Primal feel. Anime power suits type stuff. But,
We're in the middle of a
like,
war. Don't you get it?
I kind of miss giant mechs. I like me some giant mechs.
children.
Still.
Bring hope to our lives.
Okay.
Don't they?
September 5th, 2025. Okay. Well, there's a reason for me to go back to the XM1 and finish it finally.
Hey, this is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories. And it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
From the people who made It Takes Two
Let me
and
tell you this.
A Way
If you like
Out.
It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course,
Makes sense.
you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
No, this is kind of interesting. Pro Skaters 3 and 4. Like, they already did the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes, so now they're doing 3 and 4. I never really played them much. I just never had a console with Pro Skater games on them. Might be something to try out sometime. Yeah, like, I'm just not in the skateboarding, like, scene. I don't know who any of this... Really? Jump into that thing and you... Wow. That's goofy. Alright, so now we got a new Hyrule Warriors. I used to play the Dynasty Warriors games back when I was, like, on PS2. Although I got my PS2 much later, after the Xbox 360 was already out. I already had my 360 for a while, but I was never the kind to care much about needing to play the newest stuff, right? I just enjoy games. So after I was given a PS2, I was playing games that I was never able to experience before that point. And I did enjoy some of those older Dynasty Warriors, but they got old kind of quick.
You truly have traveled back in time.
Now, I played the demo for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and it was quite fun. I just never paid money to play the full game. I don't know if I would have gotten my money's worth or if I would have gotten bored too soon, you know what I mean? It's flashy, but they tend to not have enough variety for me to stick with them long enough. You know, variety and depth. Plus, I haven't gotten into the Breath of the Wild continuity, so I don't have that attachment either. Right? The demo was fun. But yeah, I'm just not that invested in the Breath of the Wild continuity. Now this... Gosh, so many memories from the GameCube.
Online Plus expansion pack.
Oh, right, but it's attached to the
classic game library
Plus.
exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
GameCube,
I don't feel like
originally
paying
released in
extra for
2001.
Plus.
Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon
See,
come to
for
life
this
in
I would
cell
rather
shading.
play,
Controlling the wind
honestly, the
using a
Wii
mysterious
U
baton. Links set sail
HD
on an
re-release,
adventure
which
across the great
streamlined
sea.
the tedious
The Legend of
parts like
Zelda,
the
The
Triforce
Wind
charts. Gosh, that part.
Transcending history and the world.
Oh, SoCal
A tale
2.
of souls and swords eternally retold.
With online play, maybe?
3D weapons-based fighting game. Each
One of the greatest fighting games of all time.
And Link from the Legend of
Oh,
Zelda
and it's got
series
Link in
enters
it!
the fray.
The only official re-release with
Soul
Link
Calibur 2.
of the GameCube version.
Experience a world
That's
of
right.
white-knuckle racing at
Ooh,
speeds
F-Zero
over 2,000
GX.
kilometers per hour. 30 machines.
Dude, they need to make a new F-Zero, for real.
Races. Featuring the series first,
GX was so
machine
fun.
customization
It was
and
hard as
story mode.
heck,
Get
but it
ready
was
to
so fun.
experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future.
Oh, Pokemon XD, that was a good one. and Coliseum, of course.
Nintendo GameCube,
And Strikers.
Nintendo
That was always
Classics,
fun.
The Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack.
Interesting.
Launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
Like
It
a
can
wireless
connect
one?
wirelessly and also has
Huh.
a C button to quickly access game chat.
Interesting. They're
The Nintendo GameCube controller,
I see.
exclusively available
I wonder
for Nintendo
if
Switch
the
Online members, will also be
the
available the
GameCube
same
controller
day as
adapter is
Nintendo
compatible
Switch
with this
2.
thing. Because I still have working GameCube controllers. Both from the GameCube and from when Smash Wii U came out. Wait, 3 and 4 are new ones. Okay. Interesting. Definitely one of the more unique and creative indie games, really. Was that Elite Beat reference? That's either Elite Beat or Ghost Trick Detective. Huh. Rhythm games stuff. Huh. Interesting.
Hi, I'm 7. Instead of Nintendo Switch. Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games.
And this is exactly what I was
We're releasing a
talking
Nintendo
about.
Switch 2 edition
I said
of
with
Sid
the new
Meier's
mouse
Civilization
function,
7. In Civ 7,
RTSs
you'll
would be
establish an
playable
empire and guide your people
in a
throughout
better
the
way
ages of
than
history.
with any kind of a controller.
With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience.
See, I called it.
Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version,
'Cause
you can
literally-
experience mouse controls in Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Wait, if you are on the
Mouse
Switch
controls in
version.
Switch 2
Oh.
by purchasing the upgrade.
I see.
And we have even more news from 2K.
4 kids find this old tattered map. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a road.
I have no idea what this is.
Awesome!
Oh, a new survival craft game with an isometric camera angle. So basically,
Amazing, doesn't it?
Animal Crossing meets survival craft.
Really have started to master this survival thing. Next
And I
stop,
guess a little bit of Overhead Legend of Zelda
nicely
kind of
done.
vibes.
Well,
Okay.
I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time for home.
Hi, I'm
Hey,
Dave
if you're
from
into that kind of thing, go for it, right?
Here's the first look at Entrance Depths in our roguelike. You can expect some fan more with you in
What in the world is this? Like, this is totally giving me vibes of like cartoony, No Man's Sky or something. Mixed with some Skylanders or something. I don't even know. Star Seeker. Huh. Devolver. See, I see. Yeah. A lot of this was to be expected. Didn't really get me the big hype, but man, that Daemon X Machina, that really does give me some vibes. Ugh. So, I know a lot of people are looking forward to Silk Song, but man, so that's one of those rare series where I wanted to like Hollow Knight so much, but and I was enjoying it at first, but then I got to a point where I got so lost. And I know a lot of people say that in Metroidvanias being lost is part of the experience, but in this case, I got so lost that I lost all the fun. But simply, I just literally stopped having fun because I couldn't figure out where to go next. And I don't know. It's just, it was a bit much because the way it was designed. And then on top of that, the Dark Souls-like aspects of the checkpoint benches and stuff. Like, I don't know. I wonder if they'll fix some of that in Silksong, but I don't know. I'd have to wait and see, you know? Wild Hearts S? Really? A new version of Wild Hearts? Huh. Play the Tetris 2S. Okay. I already have Play Tetris 2. What? Wait, what? Marvel Cosmic Invasion? From Datamu? Really? The people who made Stick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and one of the other ones, I forget. Like the G.I. Joe one, I think it was. They're making a Marvel one. See, I can get behind that. Especially since they're going with the comic designs like Brown and Yellow Wolvie and Comic Spidey and Nova and Storm and proper like 80s comic Storm or 90s cartoon Storm, and you got Venom at the bottom left. Dude, that looks fun. Couldn't care less about Star Wars Outlaws, but that Marvel, okay. We gotta beat them up that I would actually enjoy. And I told you that there would be more RTSs with the mouse function. So again, Fast Fusion, a follow-up to Fast RMX, which was like the spiritual successor to F-Zero on the Switch. Look at how good it looks. Jeez. Of course, Fortnite's happy on it. Oh wait, the mouse functionality is gonna open that up though. Ridge Racer, nice. Oh, a new Professor Layton. Dang, look at that art style though. That's looking kind of like Ni no Kuni with its whole outlook like you're playing a Ghibli movie. This looks legit. I like that art style. Look at that, that's so good. Huh. I never really played the Professor Layton games, but I'm liking the way that this looks visually. I can definitely appreciate that. Human Fall Flat 2? Oh, wow. Well, there, that does it on that one. I need to go back to Human Fall Flat and play through that. You know, let's take a look at this. That is the Warp Star from Kirby. Man, Sakurai loves Kirby. His creation, like the cinematics he uses in these trailers for Kirby and Smash Brothers, they're always like high quality. That looks so familiar. Wait, Kirby Air Ride. Sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Dude, Kirby Air Ride was so fun. I played that so much back on the GameCube. That was like one of the best GameCube games. Through the console's entire life and after. Kirby Air Riders. Okay. So a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Yo, okay, I am ready for that. Let's go, Sakurai. 2025, this year. Jeez, okay, that's hype. That's awesome. Man, Nintendo's doing good. Okay, yeah, I heard the grunts. That's clearly Donkey Kong. With a miner hat on, okay. Jeez, his face looks weird. What the heck? And now he's got overalls on? Or, not overalls, pants and suspenders. Strange new look. He's animated really well, though. Yeah, I mean, he's expressive and he's animated really well, but his face looks so freaking weird. Also, mechanically, this whole environmental destruction stuff's kind of cool. Definitely allows them to show off Donkey Kong's strength, right? It's got some shades of Wario Land or Wario World vibes too from the GameCube. Like picking things up and throwing them type moves. And big slams and stuff. That looked very classic Donkey Kong Country. The side profile portion. Yeah, his face looks so funky though. Like, it just looks really wonky. Like I said, real expressive, but his face just looks so weird sometimes. He looks like a different character. I mean, Nintendo pretty much... The one thing they do really well, better than anything else, would be platformers. So, it's probably going to be mechanically solid. I mean, the Donkey Kong Country games, since Donkey Kong Country Returns, has been solid. So, this is probably going to be good too.
Upgrade your adventures in Hyrule on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom games will both have Nintendo Switch 2 editions.
So how are they going to upgrade these?
Jump back into the adventure, now with enhanced resolution and frame rates.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
They both support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, and they have smoother, higher definition graphics.
Okay, what else are you going to do? Graphical fidelity alone isn't a
Plus,
suitable...
the load times when warping are much faster, helping you explore Hyrule with ease.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like what PS5 is showing off with its near instant load times on PS4 games.
If you already own the Nintendo Switch games, your save data can be carried over.
Oh, can pick up right where you left off.
That,
okay.
You can now create 2 manual save data files, so
2?
feel free to start a new game without worrying about losing your old data.
Interesting. You would think that that should be like a standard feature, but a lot of these Nintendo games only had 1 save file even now.
And introducing Zelda Notes, a new feature that can help you get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule.
And what exactly is
It's a
this?
game-specific service found in the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices.
Still
that's
wanting to use that
exclusive
Switch
to the
app,
Switch
huh?
2 editions of these games. It's designed to provide a more
So the Nintendo Switch Online app is being renamed to the Nintendo Switch app. I see.
streamlined gameplay experience.
Oh, I see. To clear up some confusion that you don't need the Nintendo Switch Online membership in order to use it. Okay.
Let's go over some of the
Yeah,
new
that makes
features
sense
you'll
from a
find
marketing
in Zelda
standpoint.
Notes.
So now you've got a companion
Sometimes
app.
it can be tough to locate shrines you haven't cleared or Koroks hiding around Hyrule.
Oh, okay. So they want to reduce the frequency of opening up the main map, like just frequently having to open up the map over and over and over, just halting the action and also obscuring, your ability to see what's around you. They're moving some of these
That's where
functionalities,
navigation comes in handy.
onto the companion app. That's pretty smart. Not gonna lie, that's smart.
Guidance activating.
Oh,
Proceed north.
With voice GPS?
It'll provide a helpful, voiced guide.
Your destination is north of here and close. Your destination.
That way you don't have
is
to look
in-
away from the screen so much. That's interesting.
Your destination is nearby.
See, that kind of thing, that could help me to actually get into a game like this. Because one reason I don't play open world games all that much anymore is because of how time wasty it is to get to the things you actually want to do.
You have reached your destination. Guidance deactivating.
Give it a try as you search for all sorts of things. When you visit certain places, you can hear voice memories.
My study.
Oh, that's a pretty cool way to introduce flavor text. And it's actually voice acted.
I found a silent princess in a corner of this desolate room. How many years?
These are stories that weren't in the original games. Voice memories can be located using navigation.
Your destination is nearby.
The dueling peaks. I shudder to think of what would have happened if Link hadn't led everyone here.
Interesting way to like enhance the lore bits and the ambiance of exploring an open world, of giving you something to listen to while you're playing. That's actually really cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty creative use of a companion app. Like, one thing people love about games like Dark Souls is the way that their storytelling is through lore bits and flavor text and, like, you know, books, air quotes, that you can find at different locations that flesh out the world you're in and make it feel like a world that has existed since before you started playing the game, right? Before you became a part of it. And having things like this really does enhance that feel, that immersion. Now, an interesting thing is, if you're making content, how would you make this work? Would you have to emulate it on your PC and then run the app? That way, then you can, like, just the audio and maybe even have that up on the side of the screen or something. That would probably be the only way you could do that as a content creator.
In The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you won't just hear stories from Princess Zelda.
This altar is considered the most holy place in the temple.
You can look forward to hearing stories from 2 other characters as well.
Is this the afterlife?
In The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you can freely create your own vehicles and weapons. But have you ever wanted to share your creations?
So now you can store
With auto-build
presets.
sharing, you can create QR codes to share blueprints with others, even on social media. When receiving a QR code, you can scan it with Zelda Notes and use materials to auto-build the creation in your game.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Because the whole building thing was another reason I never got into Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not much of a crafter in games. I just don't have the creativity for it. So being able to have, like, schematics to just quick build, that is something I would actually use in a game like this.
Another thing you can do with QR codes is gift in-game items to other players. For example, when gifting a sword or some meat, you can create a QR code. Then another player can receive it in their game via Zelda Notes. With Photo Studio, you can edit photos taken in-game.
Never been a photo mode type of guy either. So
you can crop them.
I'm probably gonna skip this
keeps
part.
track of different records since your adventures began. Aim for new medals and goals, like total distance traveled or rupees collected.
So an achievement system built into the companion app. Okay.
With global play data, you can see where your records rank within the global community.
Interesting that they gotta do this kind of stuff in the companion app, though, instead of integrating into the platform itself, like, you know, Xbox Live achievements, PlayStation Network trophies, and Steam achievements.
Once per day, you can spin for a daily bonus. You'll be granted whichever in-game effect it lands on for the day, so give it a try.
No, that's just kind of weird gimmick. Huh. I guess a reason, like an excuse to try and get people to play more often,
Amiibo
huh?
accessories can be used to
Play
receive
daily.
in-game items.
Yeah, and that's the
Zelda
same.
Notes keeps track of each amiibo you scan. When you scan an amiibo 5 times, you'll get an additional bonus use of that amiibo that you could normally only scan once per day.
Yeah, they're really trying to use like engagement boosting
Upgrade your
features like
adventures in
that
Hyrule on Nintendo
as gimmicks.
Switch 2. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and The Legend of
Still,
Zelda: Tears of
pretty
the
creative
Kingdom
use of a
Nintendo
companion
Switch 2
app,
edition.
all in all.
If you already own the Switch games, you can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 editions by purchasing upgrade packs.
Here's hoping the
Or
upgrade packs
accessing
are
upgrade
fairly
packs
priced.
at no additional cost with a paid Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack
Ah,
membership.
there it is.
Plus,
Trying to get people to get the
these
expansion
new
pack.
Amiibo figures will also be available. If you scan them in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, you might receive a paraglider fabric.
And cosmetics for amiibos. Okay. So now we got an expansion for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The first truly 3D Kirby platformer. Star-Crossed World. They're sort of doing a Bowser's Inside Story plus, I forgot it was, Bowser Jr., whatever it was, and Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury type thing. Doing the little bundled expansions. But in the terrestrialized Pokemon? I mean, it's... From what I've seen, it was a solid... Whoa. Yeah, okay. That's... Not gonna lie. Visually, this... Kind of striking. I didn't expect that. That's pretty cool looking. How it alters the environment. And it looks like some new Kirby powers, too. And some new mouthful modes. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Visually, I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. The way that the stuff looks when the crystals alter the environment. It's pretty cool looking. See, that's how you get people to get a enhanced port, right? For a new console. You gotta add new content. Add value to the product. And that's it for what they showed off. So yeah, that's the Switch 2. We pretty much just got the important stuff out of this. It's solid. It's looking very solid. Not gonna lie. It looks pretty cool. More feature rich. The games are looking more content rich. They're being creative with what they're doing, right? It's looking like a very solid product all in all.